Renewable energy is booming in Texas and gaining some momentum with the downturn of oil. It's bringing in a lot of money to our rural communities. Big 2's Jake Eichstead spoke with experts about the growth we've seen lately. So Jake, how much money is this raising for those communities?
Katie, between the tax money and the landowner payments, it's to the tune of tens of billions of dollars. Now, Texas is the leading state when it comes to renewable energy production, and it's been investing in it for decades now. But the experts that I spoke to said now, maybe more than ever, is the time to continue those investments, given the economic downturn as well as the volatility of oil.
As it relates to the current environment, there are a lot of unknowns. But I can tell you one thing that is consistent, and that's renewable energy resources. Texas is the leader in the country for renewable energy generation. Oil and gas is still going to be a critical part of our state's economy, and it is. It's a fluctuating resource, and so is the pricing, and that's something that we don't see in the renewable space.
One thing renewable energy offers that is very important, given this economic climate, experts say, is stability. Contracts can last decades, which provides security for communities still struggling through the pandemic.
This is a stable industry, going forward. And so we know, because particularly with wind and solar, we know exactly, what the cost is going to be for the next 30 years. That can, lock in contracts for that long. I mean, good luck getting a natural gas contract for more than a couple years.
So having these capital investments come to the backyard for places like Midland, and other parts of the Panhandle, and especially South Texas, those are important revenue generators for those communities.
Exactly how important? Ideasmiths just did a study on the economic impact of wind and solar projects in rural economies. The study projects the current fleet of utility-scale wind and solar projects in Texas will generate as much as $5.7 billion in new tax revenue to those local communities.
That's tax revenue that can go to fund important efforts for schools, libraries, parks, public infrastructure, money in a post-pandemic world that we're seeing a lot of cities and counties that are really reaching for.
UTPB is training students here to enter this field. XTO partnered with the school to create summer camps for K through 12 graders to create wind energy projects. The dean of the engineering school says the interest is growing.
We are also looking at training students or providing them some education in terms of turbine manufacturing and installation, and also looking at wind farm management.
To read more about how renewable energy is powering not just the areas but the economy of the rural areas of Texas, visit our website, yourbasin.com. Reporting in Midland, Jake Eichstead, Big 2 News.